meeting us with us today.
You're welcome.
And we'd like to tell us the story about Tallarico's Chocolates. How did you get started here?
Wow. Okay. Went to school. Started out in graphic design. I picked Penn State because it had a great graphic design program. Spent a year in graphic design and hated it. Transferred over to metal design. Ended up getting a BFA in metal design. Graduated. Started traveling, doing shows like the Penn State Arts Festivals and those kind of things. That was seasonal, so I would do that in the summers and take orders and work during the winters. Family acquaintance had called and asked if I could help him out through a season in his chocolate business, which was opposite of my art season, because he had just fired a guy working for him, and I was familiar with the business. So I thought it was a great way to earn some extra money. So I went and spent 12 years there.
Wow. At
the end of 12 years, it was pretty much a 12-year apprenticeship. Decided that I wanted to do it on my own, and I had been familiar with Bethlehem because of my brother living here. I'm originally from Western Pennsylvania. So we came for a visit on the first Friday. Before we left on the first Friday, I had a tentative lease on space where Shoes is now on 3rd Street. Went back home, spent 4 months tracking down equipment, put my house on the market. My wife and I sold the house, moved our kids 320 miles east, and set up shop. And that was, it'll be 6 years in November.
Wow, that's an incredible story. I like hearing...
That's the short version.
I like hearing that you came about it sort of indirectly too.
Yeah.
So how did you decide, what was the first chocolate type that you knew that you wanted to produce?
The first chocolate I wanted to do was a cayenne pepper melt-away, because the man I learned from absolutely refused to let me do it. And his thoughts were that there's no way you're going to waste good chocolate by throwing hot peppers into it. Absolutely refused. So what I did on the side is I bought the materials from him, made a batch, and passed it out without him knowing it in his store. And people were lining up, coming back in, asking for it. And he still didn't want to do it. So when I came and opened up my first, opened up my business, the first thing I did was made a batch of cayenne pepper melt-away. It's probably still one of my best sellers. Over the last 17 years of playing with this stuff, I've come up with the blends of chocolates that I like. I make what I like to eat.
Yeah.
A manufacturer my size doesn't make chocolate. Anybody tells you that, they're lying to you. What I do is I buy chocolate that's already produced and I blend my own. In the industry, I'm allowed to say that I'm making chocolate by doing that, but I don't think that's fair. So what I do is I blend my own. I've come up with combinations that I enjoy. I've come up with a semi-sweet and a pure milk chocolate, and I coat and make my own centers and make my own caramels and everything else. I use my own palate as my judge and go from there. It turns out a lot of other people like what I like. My melt-aways are a big seller, so I'll stay there.
And describe to us what a melt-away is.
A melt-away is like a milk chocolate, a soft milk chocolate center. And what I do is then I add different flavors to that. I'll add the cayenne pepper or mint, or blend it with peanut butter, or throw Rice Krispies into it, or espresso. I'll make a cappuccino melt-away. So it's like almost like a chocolate cream.
You've gotten inspiration from things you like. Have there been other people, like your kids, have they ever inspired you, like to put rice, like I heard you say Rice Krispies, or other people who have come up with ideas that you've kind of taken and run with?
Yeah, a friend of mine, he loves to tell people that it was his idea for me to do the Kona Crunch, which is a Hawaiian Kona coffee that I coarse grind and I throw it right into dark chocolate or milk chocolate and make bark out of it. So I'll give him credit for that for the most part. These are things I like to experiment with. Right now I'm playing with brewer's malt, and everybody's had a malt ball. You know what those taste like. The brewer's malts are roasted malts that are they're like the malt balls on steroids. They have amazing flavors and tones to them. I'm playing with those right now.
All right, great. So would you mind showing us around your shop a little bit?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to show you.
Okay. Well, let's look at some of your chocolates.
All right.
Okay, great. This is your dark chocolate over here?
This is my dark case. Some of it looks like because the lights are right above it. But I do cayenne, I do other melt-aways, I do macadamia, I do solid, I do pistachios, Kona, lemon snaps, dark pretzels, cashews, Brazils, nut clusters.
Wow.
One of the things that we like to see for the business, and all of the businesses on the south side, it's been a struggle to get Lehigh students to come down. And I'll have students come in and ask, well, when did you open? And I'll ask, how long have you been in Lehigh? And it's like, well, this is my last year. I've been here for going on 6 years, so typically I've been here longer than most Lehigh students are at the school right now. But there's a lot going on if you're not familiar with the First Fridays, for example. Every first Friday of the month, rain or shine, the businesses down here are open until 10 p.m. There's live music, DJs, tons of people walking around the streets. You see everything from students to older couples, young families with their kids, and it's just a great night out to come and explore what's going on in the community. So I encourage everybody to come down and check that out. I'm a local artist, actually. I build these guitars as a hobby. It gives me a chance to put the elements of my school training into projects. And I play, and it's great because I have a woodworking background, I have a metals background, I play the guitar, so I can put all these elements into one piece of art, and they're playable. They're a lot of fun.
So you've designed your ultimate lifestyle of both combining your...
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, it's working out that way.
There we go.
There you go.
There it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.